Good evening.
Cell phones, TV, internet, fast technology. All of this is created for the sole purpose of connecting us to any person on this globe at any time. Transportation, it's cheaper and it's faster, and hence we can move from country to country to the blink of the eye. This is a smaller part, or this is a part of the greater idea of what is known as globalization. If you were to open up the dictionary and to search for the word globalization, you'll find the following definition. It is the connecting and integrating of people and the integration of ideas, theories, and values. In my speech today, I plan to discuss the positive, the negative aspects of globalization, and to discuss the certain similarities that it has with westernization. To first start off, let's start with the positive aspects. The first positive aspect is the increase in competition between firms that produce products. Now, what do I mean by this? Let's say we have a producer in country A, a producer in country B, and they both produce the same product. Before globalization, when the borders were a big barrier, they would produce their products for the local country. Today, with globalization, with the opening up, with the vanishing of borders, whoever produces something in country A can also sell it in the other country, and hence the person who's producing in country B has an extra competitor. And to be able to compete with this extra competitor, the logical outcome is to what? Increase quality of products. And this is a good aspect of globalization. Second point, investment. When multinational companies, they open up in foreign countries. Why? Because it's cheaper to produce there. And hence, there's money flowing from developing countries to developed countries, and hence a flow of cash to the poor countries, third world countries. The third aspect is employment. Employment, as I just discussed, multinational companies open up in foreign countries, right? So they're going to increase the employment rate in those countries, and hence we have created jobs. And they probably need engineers, they probably need doctors, they probably need etc. And this allows for higher education rates and better jobs, better lifestyles for people there. A fourth aspect is spread of technology. Now, we may think about this and we say, okay, spread of technology means mainly the flow of technology from west to east. But think of it this way. From the west to the east, maybe antibiotics has traveled, but what the west has gained from the east is yoga, for example, which is a good aspect of globalization. The final aspect, which I'm going to be discussing about, is the cultural aspect. Now, I think all of us can think of, no matter which culture or which, let's say, civilization that has ever existed, that has not taken a bit from other cultures. No culture can become superior without taking the examples from foreign cultures. Why? Because they're going to have some faults. They'll take the example from the outside, from other cultures, improve themselves, and hence they become superior. That's a good aspect, and that's how the culture point, benefits from the idea of globalization. Now, these are the positive aspects. Now we move on to the negative aspects, and the negative aspects are a lot. The first aspect is, again, employment. Now, I discussed how employment is good, employment rates increase, but think of this. When employment rates increase in foreign countries, what happens to developed countries? They start losing their jobs, and companies prefer to decrease the cost of production. Hence, jobs increase here, jobs decrease there, which is a negative aspect. A second aspect is companies exploit laborers. We all know about companies which have sneaker product or sneaker companies which open up in Indonesia and Malaysia, and they exploit the laborers there, which is a negative aspect. We also have companies which open up in foreign countries. They influence the local industry, or they take over the local industry, which is a negative aspect. They influence political decisions, as happened in Iraq. I think you all know with that. They also hurt the environment. Companies in foreign countries don't care about the environment. They care about their pockets. So that's four. The fifth topic is, the fifth point, the fifth negative aspect, is the spread of diseases. Now, we all know this, that when long ago, hundreds of centuries ago, when armies would pass, they would pass around the continent. They would transport with them diseases. Now, vaccination has taken care of this aspect, good. But with cheaper transportation, faster transportation, we have a constant flow of people around the globe. And with this, diseases will travel. Number 6, globalization is good, but still the richer are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. That's a negative aspect. And the final aspect, negative aspect of globalization is the culture issue. Now, I just discussed how is it positive. Cultures take examples from other cultures, but think of it this way. If you were to go to any city in Europe or in America, or in Lebanon, actually, you have a 100% chance of finding the same fast food chain restaurants. McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, they're all there. You have a 100% chance of finding a Pepsi, a Mars bar, a Snickers. You have a 100% chance of finding Vermouth and iced tea, I think. You have a 100% chance of finding people listening to the same music, living the same lifestyle. So little by little, with the idea of globalization, what's happening? The unique identity of these cities is vanishing. Slowly, bit by bit, slowly. And this is not a good aspect. This is a bad aspect. Because before you would go to a country and you see a whole new different experience. You see, okay, if I went to Budapest or if I went to Spain, I'm going to see different things. But no, today you're going to see very similar things to what you just came from. Sadly, Lebanon is not innocent. It's not free of this problem. In Lebanon, when I walk around the city, I look at the people, I can't but notice people listening to the same music as the West, wearing the same clothes, eating the same food, living the same lifestyle, same aspirations. And this unique Lebanese identity is slowly vanishing here in the cities. You may not notice it, I'm noticing it. Now then you may ask, okay, Ada, what do you mean by the unique Lebanese identity? What is that supposed to mean? Well, I would say, go to the mountains. Go to the mountains, the place where there's always going to be people living the Lebanese lifestyle. And you see up there, okay, they have TV, they have internet, they're well educated, they're not stupid. But those do not affect their lives. They choose to live a Lebanese life where family comes first. They eat Lebanese food constantly. They don't care about what's the latest collection at Vermouth and iced tea. They want to live their lives. They want to live a unique life. So at the end, I'm not going to give a conclusion and say what's good, what's bad, because honestly, there isn't good and bad. It's more of what you prefer. But I'm going to leave you with this question that I want you to ask yourselves. Do you want to live a life like the flock, like everyone else, same lifestyle? Or do you want to live a life which is unique, which differs you from everyone else? I hope you reach the answer to that question as I have, and that is I want to live a unique life. Thank you very much.